Hello students, welcome to zoology class. Hope all of you are fine. Today in continuation to my presentations on genetics, today I will take the second topic of genetics, and that is the inheritance pattern of hemophilia in human beings. So I will tell you that hemophilia is a disease, and we will study its inheritance pattern, that is how it is passed from one generation to next generation in human beings. So we will take this disease today in our presentation. So first of all, I will tell you that what is sex linked inheritance in human beings. So in human beings, about 120 sex linked genetic disorders are found, and these are classified as X linked, Y linked, or XY linked traits. And the common sex linked disorders which are mostly found in human beings, they are mostly recessive. And the two main sex linked genetic disorders which we will study, they are color blindness and hemophilia. So I will tell you that in human beings about 120 genetic disorders are present, which are linked to sex chromosome. You know that in human beings the sex chromosomes in female, they are XX, and in male they are XY. So these sex linked genetic disorders, they are linked either to X chromosome or Y chromosome, or both the X and Y chromosomes. And in today's presentation we will study about the hemophilia. So hemophilia, it is also the sex linked genetic disorder, and it is a recessive sex linked genetic disorder. So what is hemophilia? The other name of hemophilia is bleeder's disease. It is also called as the royal disease, and it is known as the most serious of all the diseases. And what happens in this disease? That a person suffering from this disease has the inability of their blood to clot, normally even after a minor injury, and it is due to the lack of the blood protein called clotting factor 8 and clotting factor 9. And it was described by Otto in 1803, Hay in 1813, and Buell in 1815. So what is hemophilia? It is also known as the royal disease or the bleeder's disease, and in this disease the person who suffers from hemophilia has no ability to clot their blood, and their blood continues to bleed even after a minor injury. And why this happens? It happens because of the lack of the blood protein clotting factor, that is clotting factor 8 or clotting factor 9. And there are two types of hemophilia: hemophilia A and hemophilia B. Hemophilia A is caused due to the deficiency of the clotting factor 8, and hemophilia B, it is caused due to the deficiency of the clotting factor 9. So both of these types of hemophilia, they are caused due to the deficiency of the clotting factor, and in this disease the blood does not clot even after a minor injury. And this disease, hemophilia, it is a sex linked trait, that is it is linked with the sex chromosomes of the human beings, and it shows a crisscross pattern of inheritance, that is the genes of the disease is inherited from mother to son and from father to daughter. So as such hemophilia is very rare in females. So the gene for the hemophilia. It is sex-linked, and the pattern of the inheritance of this disease from one generation to next generation is crisscross. That is, the genes for the disease, they are inherited from mother to son and from father to daughter. But in females, it is very rare disease. So mostly males are affected by the hemophilia, because in daughters it is not possible, because due to the non-viability of this gene. So when we will study these crosses, we will you will understand that how it is inherited. So hemophilia is a sex-linked recessive trait and shows a crisscross pattern. So I will tell you why it is called as the royal disease, because this disease came from the royal family of the England, and the history of the disease had its origin in the royal family of England. Queen Victoria was the carrier of the hemophilia. She was not hemophilic, but she was only the carrier of this hemophilic gene, which was transmitted to 3 of her 9 children and to at least 7 of her grandchildren. And there was no history of hemophilia in her mother's or her father's family. So most probably mutation occurred prior to her conception in one of her partners or her natural father, who was a hemophilic. So it was a mutation, and before Queen Victoria, no one was hemophilic in her family. And the transmission of the royal hemophilia was made to the son, and who was the last Tsar of Russia and the Prince of Spain, probably from the Queen. So the Prince of Spain was hemophilic, and the last Tsar of Russia was also hemophilic. And this disease in the royal family came from the Queen Victoria. So now we will study different crosses to understand this inheritance of hemophilia. So first of all, we will study the cross between a normal woman and the hemophilic male. So if a normal woman marries a hemophilic male, then what happens? How it is transmitted, how it is inherited. So if a normal woman, the woman has XX chromosomes as sex chromosome, and if a normal woman marries a hemophilic male, that is male is XY, then 2 normal sons and 2 carrier daughters are produced in F1 generation, means in the next generation. And hemophilia does not appear in any of the children, and hemophilia bearing X chromosome of the male is directly passed into the daughters only, and then the daughter becomes the carrier. Similarly, sons receive Y chromosomes from the father, which does not carry the gene for hemophilia, and the normal X chromosome from the mother. So sons become normal. So it means that the gene for the hemophilia is present on the X chromosome. So this is the diagrammatic representation of the cross. That is, if a normal woman, which is XX, is married to a hemophilic man. So man has a sex chromosome X and Y, and as I told you that the gene for hemophilia is present on the X chromosome, so we will write XX. So this man is hemophilic because man has only one X chromosome, and that has the hemophilic gene. So we will represent the hemophilic man as XX and Y. So this is the normal woman, and these are the parents, and they will produce gametes like this. Normal women produce gametes like this. The gametes are normal, and the hemophilic man will produce half the gametes having hemophilic X chromosome, and half the gametes it will have Y chromosome. So when these gametes they are crossed with each other, then we see that in first generation we get XXH and XXH. So I told you that this is a sex-linked recessive disease. It means that if this disease has to be phenotypically appear, then it should have gene on both the X chromosomes. It should have hemophilic gene on both the X chromosomes. And here we see that in both the cases the hemophilic genes are present only on one X chromosome and other is the normal. So such females which are having hemophilic gene on one of the X chromosomes, they are known as the carriers. So as a result of this cross, that is the normal woman and hemophilic man, we get all the daughters and they are the carriers, and phenotypically normal. Phenotypically means they appear normal but they are having the hemophilic gene on one of the X chromosomes, so they are known as the carrier daughters. And sons, they are all normal, they are not having any hemophilic gene on the X chromosome. So all the normal sons are produced and all the daughters are carriers. So we can say that as a result of cross between the normal woman and the hemophilic man, all the sons are normal and all the daughters are carrier. So this is the result of the first cross. Now we will take another cross. So second cross is between normal male and carrier woman. So normal male will be represented by XY and the carrier woman will be represented by XH and X. So if a normal male marries a carrier woman, 4 types of children are produced: XX, XX, XY, XY. And among sons, 50% of them receive the gene for the hemophilia and they suffer from the disease. However, among daughters, 50% of them receive the gene for hemophilia through X chromosome of their mother, and so such daughters they become carrier for the hemophilia, and this is represented like this. So this is if normal male, that is XY, marries a carrier woman. Carrier means it is having defective gene for hemophilia on one of the X chromosomes and in phenotype, and if a person has to be hemophilic phenotypically, then it has to contain hemophilic gene on both the X chromosomes, and such type of cross produces these gametes. Normal male will produce these gametes having X chromosome in half the chromosomes, half the gametes, and Y chromosome in half the gametes. And carrier woman will produce the gametes having a normal X chromosome in half the gametes, and half the gametes are produced having defective gene for hemophilia. And if these gametes and they are crossed with each other, then we will get that half the daughters are normal and half the daughters are carriers. They are having defective gene on one X chromosome, and half the sons they are hemophilic and half the sons are normal, because in males to be hemophilic it is required to have hemophilic gene on only the X chromosome, and that male becomes hemophilic. So the result of a cross between the normal male and the carrier woman is, that is, half the daughters are normal and half the daughters are carriers, and half the sons are normal and half the sons are hemophilic. So this is the result of the second cross. So we will take next cross, that is a cross between hemophilic man and carrier female. And if a hemophilic man marries with a carrier female, 50% of the sons are normal and 50% sons are hemophilic. Similarly, 50% of the daughters are carriers and 50% of the daughters are hemophilic. And for the female to have disease herself, she must have homozygous for the recessive gene access. But this condition is usually fatal in uterus and typically resulting in natural abortion. So if we represent this cross, we see that if hemophilic male, that is XHY, and carrier woman XXH, they are crossed, they will produce gametes like XX and Y and X and XX. And if these gametes are crossed, then we see that these are the carrier daughters. So these are the normal sons. Here this is the hemophilic son and hemophilic daughter. So we see that half the sons are normal and half the sons are hemophilic, and half the daughters are carriers and half the daughters are hemophilic. But here is a point that hemophilic daughter cannot be produced because this homozygous condition for this gene for hemophilia on both the X chromosomes in females is not viable. So such daughters, they cannot survive and they are aborted before the birth. So this is the result of the third cross. So this is about the inheritance pattern of hemophilia in human beings, that hemophilia is also called as the bleeder's disease, and this is also called as the royal disease because it is started from the royal family of England from Queen Victoria. And this is the bleeder's disease because even after a normal injury, minor injury, clotting does not occur in a hemophilic person, and this is due to the lack of the clotting factor 8 or clotting factor 9. And we have studied 3 different types of crosses showing the pattern of inheritance of hemophilia in human beings. So you have to practice these crosses to make yourself understand about the inheritance pattern of the hemophilia in human beings. So this is all about the inheritance of hemophilia in human beings. You have to prepare notes, you have to practice these crosses, and you have to learn this topic. And if you find any difficulty, you can discuss those points with me. Thank you.